This week, Daytona, and you guessed it, more Daytona. Racers, welcome to this week's Race Recon. It's a new week, and we're continuing what is shaping up to be Daytona month in Forza Motorsport. This is coinciding with the Roar Before the 24 this previous weekend and the upcoming Rolex 24 Hours of Daytona. For those of you that are not familiar, qualifying for the Rolex 24 is conducted a week before the race at an event called the Roar Before the 24. This would have probably been a good idea to explain last week, but we're here, let's just keep it pushing. So I want to take a moment to send out a special congratulations to the top qualifiers in every class. Starting off at the front of field with the GTP category, we have Pipo Derani as our overall pole sitter in the number 31 Whelen Engineering Cadillac BLMDH. The rest of his team consisting of Jack Aiken and Tom Blomqvist, last year's pole sitter. Sebastian Bourdais brings in the second position in the number 1 factory Cadillac. His team consisting of multi-series veteran Scott Dixon, Alex Palou, and Renger van der Zander. I'm really sorry if I butchered that name. That man has the most Dutch name I've seen in a very long time. But rounding out our top 3, a Porsche sneaks into the second row with the 963 run by Porsche Penske Motorsports at the hands of Felipe Nasser. His team consisting of Matt Campbell, Joseph Newgarden, and Dane Cameron. A number of these drivers should be familiar to motorsports fans out there. The GTP category has been a big draw for many talented alum. If you're interested in learning more about what it takes to pilot one of these field-winning machines, let alone any of the other entrants, Often the S's has a great introductory series to get you up to speed. Filling out the rest of the order, we move down to the LMP2 class. We have the venerable Ben Keating in the United Autosports USA Oreca LMP2. Ben Keating is notable for competing in multiple classes in numerous years. This year, he's driving both for LMP2 and an LMP1 in a Porsche 963. In GTD Pro, we have the Ascendant AO Racing, one of my personal favorites, Porsche 911 GT3R 992 Rexy, at the hands of Sebastian Palou, giving a strong showing for the first season of AO Racing in GTD Pro. And last but certainly not least is Parker Thompson in GTD, driving the Vassar Sullivan Lexus RCF GT3. And to bring things back to the game, I really can't wait for Turn 10 to start expanding on what we have in the LMDH and WEC Hypercar category, listed as Forza Proto H in the game. There's so many more options than just the Cadillac. There's the Porsche, the BMW, the Lamborghini, and not to mention all the other cars that are running over in WEC, and the Valkyrie hypercar that is likely to show up in IMSA in the next few years. And while we're here, there's just the total lack of modern LMP2 machinery, and I understand it may be a contractual issue with Assetto Corsa owning the rights to the GT Challenge, but some newer GT cars would be good too. In community news, we have the folks over at 1 Hour of Racing announcing the LMP2 Cup for their inaugural event, taking out the Mazda Speed Source Lola B1280 for a mostly stock series. But while a stock series, the car offers the full range of available adjustments so drivers can dial it in just the way they like. And be sure to give me a follow as I'll be competing, and you wouldn't want to miss a moment of me struggling and getting passed by the race leaders as they lap me a second time. For more information on the series, be sure to give the folks over at 1 Hour of Racing a follow. Their social media accounts will be linked below. And if you're interested in driving, join their Discord and sign up. And we have Nick over at Blown Piston Motorsport, who's launching his own hub for racers, focusing on the Forza community to bring together a group of like-minded racers. Nick is launching blownpistonmotorsport.com, featuring a number of forum areas and organization boards for people to get together and plan out events inside of Forza. If you're looking to find a community of like-minded players who are looking for a higher standard of clean racing inside of Forza, go ahead and check out Nick's website, linked below, as well as his YouTube channel, also linked below. And returning to in-game events, we continue this week's career mode with the Italian Challengers Tour with the Roadster Renaissance, putting us behind the wheel of the drop-dead gorgeous drop tops from Italy, featuring the Mazda Miata, the Abarth 1.2 Sport Spider. The little roadster from Italy should be more accurately called the other little roadster from Japan, but this one featuring a factory installed turbocharger and a more touring focused suspension. A little work will need to be done to tune the car for track purposes, but given its cousin's frequent appearance on the top of the leaderboards, it wouldn't be a surprise to see the Abarth be another leaderboard favorite. Now, on to the feature multiplayer. We have the continuation of the Formula Mazda series, and I continue to enjoy it, much to the detriment of all the other content I need to be working on. But this week, Forza really shakes up the hoppers with the 128 hours of Daytona. That's right, all day, every day. For the next week, we have Daytona, Daytona, Daytona. That's right, the Daytona Sportscar series comes in with races featuring dynamic day, night, and weather cycles, and every 2 weeks, we rotate the classes. We have the Proto H, the P2, and I believe GT? It's confirmed in here somewhere. There were some rumbles in the online communities complaining about why don't we have this as multi-class racing? I need you to look deep in your heart and tell me, do you sincerely trust the Forza Online open community to be able to responsibly handle multi-class racing? Like, I watched the iRacing 24 Hours of Daytona, and they could barely handle that. And if they can't do it, Lord knows we can't. I'll be taking the chance to get my hands around the P2 and some GT testing that I've gotten behind on. And be sure to come back this weekend and check out my 24 hour coverage of the 24 Hours of Daytona. 24. You can just call me 24 Savage. I'm not proud of that joke. I'll be streaming a healthy dose of the Sportscar series as well as a few other endeavors that I have underway, just so I don't lose my mind in the process. I hope to see you all here, that is, unless you decide to do something weird like go outside or not sit in a room for 24 hours and watch an endurance race. And in this week's Open Spotlight series, we return to the Abarth 124 Spider in wheel-to-wheel action. And then the madness returns. Top of this week's Open Series is the X-Class, continuing to be dominated by the F1 legends, or should I say legend. The MP44 by far outstrips the Ferrari in terms of its best showings. All but one of the tracks was dominated by the mighty McLaren. And that exception was the Brickyard at Indy, where the Porsche laid down the law. Enter with caution. These lobbies are vast and chaotic, and X-Class machinery can be tricky to get a handle of. Back here on Earth and away from the aliens, we're reminded that as classes change, some things remain constant, and that constant is the 1990 MX-5 Miata. In the second position, we have the 1997 Honda Civic showing up for the first time along with other notable stalwarts, such as the Corolla, BRZ, and Acura Integra. The Honda capitalized on power tracks with long sweepers like Spa and Hockenheim, while the Corolla lays down impressive pace on higher speed circuits like Homestead and Le Mans, and my personal favorite, the Toyota 2000. Look, Dimension W was a fun show and the 2000 is a great hero car. Le Mans features the only other car to seize a spot in these C-Class ranks, the Jaguar Mark II from 1959. And that's all we've got for this week. So I want to thank everyone that's been checking out my videos, and I really appreciate any feedback that you all give me. What information would you find valuable? What things would you like to see going forward? Or any features you'd like us to take a look at in a deeper context? And I really look forward to seeing you all either here or on Twitch when we do our live stream this weekend. So feel free to drop by. We can talk motorsports, talk about the game. Maybe we'll host some open lobbies as well while we're at it. But most importantly, remember, get out there and race safe, race smart. Until next time.